We already did a private sale, closed out. We did 88 BNB for 4% of the total supply. Um, the private sailors will be receiving 4.5 million tokens per BNB, which is a very, very light discount compared to the pre-sale and public listing, which will be 4.3 million tokens per BNB. The reason we did this is because a lot of times when you create a price difference between pre-sale and public, there's a massive dump at the end, which ultimately we could use the taxes to feed the purpose. But what's the point in doing a pump and dump at the beginning, or not even a pump and dump, just a dump at the beginning? So we're avoiding that best we can. Let's see here. What am I forgetting? 65% of the liquidity is going to be locked. So we felt like we're one that yes, we do have a lot of development left to do, but at the same time, the less tokens that we decide to lock for liquidity, the less opportunity we have for this token to have a smooth ride, I guess, from the launch would be the way to say it. So funds, we have the marketing and development token chunk. That's going to the token allocation. If you look at the token allocation that we have just about everywhere, you can see exactly how it's divided up. 40 cents for about 40% to the community, 15% to the team pay, which is going to be locked. We have lockers for all of our locked tokens that you can see directly on the DX sale locker page. If you go to our pre-sale page on the DX sale app, which we have the link in quite a few places as well, you can see all of the information you could possibly want to know about the pre-sale. We are KYC'd for the pre-sale as well, so a little extra safety for all of our investors there. And yeah, there we go. We got AMAs and marketing coming out. We have some news articles that are going to be hitting certain places at the right time. We have AMAs lined up. We have some call channels, and then we have some YouTube videos going to be pumping out for the first couple of weeks of tokens alive. Anything I'm missing, Kratos? Anything I'm forgetting?
I'll just expand a little bit, maybe not missing. There is the article's getting published on the 20th of March, so I'm not sure what day that falls for everyone else, but that's a Sunday for me. They're going across Yahoo News, Yahoo Entertainment, Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, NASDAQ, Crypto Watch, Benzinga, Market News. I mean, it could be Crypto Watch and Markets. Across all the top crypto websites, as well as some of the main finance sites as well. The AMA one's already been announced with Whalecoin Talk, which is on the 21st of March at 6 p.m. UTC. And also another one that had to fit in on the same day also, which we didn't want to do, but we had to because DX Sale offered us a free AMA for being paid. That will be about 2 hours before. I'll announce that one. I'll have some graphics made up later today, but that's about 2 or 3 hours before the Whalecoin Talk one. The call channels, we're only going to be doing that as a necessity for the token. So if we don't need it, if we see enough hype from the community, if we get enough hype from our other marketing avenues, then we won't be using as many as what you see in other groups. We're not here to create a pump and dump. We're not here to create a token that people are just gonna G out at a 2x. That's not our plan. That's not our intention. If anyone remembers the old BSC, people will be able to create tokens that launched with a 300 to 500k market cap, even less, just stealth launched, and they hit a 10, 20, $30 million market cap. The reason behind that was a solid community, decent devs, and a decent product. Utility for the token, which is everything we're trying to provide. Where we want it to be a safe space for everyone to come, everyone to be able to invest, be able to hold, be able to stake, be able to earn, and live knowing that their money is safe with us or with the project. The developments, we've kept a substantial amount of token aside for developments because we are going to be developing this into something quite extravagant over the coming months. you can see in the roadmap, there's a little bit of info in there, but since then we've had some discussions and talks with some advisors and some really crypto savvy people who pointed us in the right direction, and we're making a few little changes. So a slight rebrand is coming, not to BCT, but to the whole umbrella company that we're going to be managing and running. And it's going to be pretty big. So we hope you guys will stick with us and see what we've got planned. I think that's mainly all I wanted to add. And yeah, the I don't know if you mentioned, but the pre-sale will be on DX sale. The reason for choosing DEX DX sale, was because the other two, which one, Pink Sale and the other Binance Smart Chain one, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. It's too early, sorry. Just one of them was way too expensive. They take too many of your fees. They take too many of your tokens off you, which then it's in their hands and they will be able to sell them off. And Pink Sale has too many backdoors. I've seen too many issues arise from tokens launched on Pink Sale. So we decided that sale was a station for us, for you guys as a community. I think that's all.
With quite a few issues. Whenever he was mentioned, I was like, whenever we were talking about the pre-sale, it was like, I was like, well, where do you want to launch? Where do we want to do it? Do you want to do it, DX, Pink Sale? Where are we going to go? And he was like, dude, take a look at Pink Sale. So he didn't even tell me what to look for. So I was like, all right. So I went and started looking around on Pink Sale and their chat, their website, and a couple of the previously launched projects. And it was like the last 4 or 5 projects that I looked at had all rugged. The ones before that either had issues where Pink Sale was dumping on them. So whatever tokens were given in the agreement, Pink Sale was taking the extra allowance of tokens that was given to make sure that the calculations were perfect and dumping them. So there was almost 4% of the entire supply dumped directly onto the market by Pink Sale. They're there for a quick buck. They're not there to actually ensure success or to try and create a platform in which people can succeed off of. If we're going to create a platform that we want our investors to succeed off of, we're not going to use a platform that is trying to manipulate people for money in order to launch our token. I feel like that would be counterintuitive.
Yeah, and I'm just going to mention something now just to get it out of the way as well. I know I mentioned it in the chat a fair bit. I don't do Telegram marketing. If you send me a DM with a proposal, I don't read it. I don't look at it. I block it and delete it and report it straight away. Just a heads up. I'm too used to being scammed and rug pulled and everything like that, that I just don't do it. I'm sorry. If I want to market, I will reach out to you.
Only that there's an issue that exists with the current Telegram, collective. I wouldn't even say the collective, because there's a good chunk of people that don't do it. But it's the thought that if you're hitting me up because I'm busy, I'm going to use you for my purposes. But the issue is that if you actually were to feed my purposes, I would need to be looking for you. You wouldn't be hunting for me. I'd be looking for you. So, that's the big standing issue with, hey, I've got a proposal. Hey, I've got a proposal. It's because none of the proposals ever going to matter anything, because those proposals mean nothing. If those people actually had a proposal that was worth something, they wouldn't be pitching it to you left and right every opportunity they can get. You would be hunting for them because you had heard of them. So that's just one of the things. We don't spend our money on dumb marketing. We don't spend our money on stupid things. As a matter of fact, I'm the cheap ass of the team that is constantly keeping track of what's being spent out of the project to make sure that the money's being used appropriately and that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot from the get-go. So yeah, there should be no concerns about marketing. We've crushed it for the past 3-4 months, and we'll continue to crush it. We like using smaller platforms. I've mentioned it before, but the larger the platform, the more expensive it is, and the more of a pump and dump it becomes, because they don't have a collective of 100,000 people that are all looking to follow their calls. They have 100,000 people that know that their combined power can create a pump and dump, and they can make some money off of it. So if we use the more organic, the smaller channels that are still trying to genuinely build their communities through faith and trust and good calls and things like that, then that's the way to go, because that's what we're looking for. We don't want the Travlad Jeets. We don't want the Caesar's Call Jeets. We don't want the Golem's Gems Jeets. We just don't. We're not interested in creating a pump and dump. So celebrity advertisements, pretty endorsements, so a thing that probably we wouldn't be doing. But I can assure you that whenever you look at our marketing, you can see the natural organic growth that's come from it, how little it's cost us, and how effective it is.
Yep, I agree. So I think that's given a broad outline of what we're about, what we're going to do. There's a fact document for the token in this chat. So just forward slash facts, and that gives you it's a brief little pamphlet, whatever you want to call it, an online pamphlet that sort of runs you through the pre-sale and what we're beginning with. I'll just add as well the website 2.0 is coming with the full rebrand, and a lot more information about moving forward. So there'll be a few little hints in there about what we've got planned for development with the project moving forward.
And if I can
So
toss another tease in there, if you like baking beans, just get ready to continue baking. You know, we're gonna have multiple ovens going at the same time. That's all I'm gonna say.
you just let the cat out of the bag, but sounds good.
No, there's no
What we'll do
specifics. No specifics there. So leave everybody open and wonder what's coming next. So you have an idea, but you still want to know. I want to know the specifics.
let's get
So
big.
yeah, I mean, yeah. There you go. Let's keep baking.
So what we'll do is we'll open it up to some questions. I know there will be some questions, and we'll give away a few whitelists for the best questions asked. So if you'd like to speak, if you'd like to ask a question, if you're not on the whitelist already, if you haven't won one of the previous competitions, raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Or we can keep the whitelists, I don't mind.
Mr. Cat. All right, Mr. Cat, go ahead.
Mr. Cat, you're unmuted. Do you have a
Yes,
question?
hello.
Hey,
Yes,
mate.
hello. I had a question about I know you were talking earlier about the anti-pumping dumpers that will be implemented into the token, BCT token, um, at launch. Going further into the, like, as the token goes, as it goes along and more investors come aboard, are there any anti, like, bot measures and anti, like, whale measures where, you have some players that come in and buy huge amounts of the token and dump it, and they keep playing around with the price of the token
Yeah.
because they're able to.
Yeah, we have
There's
anti-whale measures in place. There's going to be a max wallet. There's also going to be a max transaction. There's also, and we're not doing the anti pump and dump. We're just not marketing towards the pump and dump schematic that seems to be what everybody does. They'll hit up Travlad, they'll hit up Caesars, they create massive pump and dumps. They'll get a plug from Snoop Dogg or Lil Boosie or, another celebrity, and then it creates a massive pump and dump. That's just not the marketing we're going to do. So hopefully we can avoid the pump and dumps. Ultimately, there's nothing we can do at the end of the day about pump and dumps. If somebody with 1,000 people calls it and they all want to make a quick buck, it can happen. But the taxes that they do buying and selling will help feed the ultimate purpose, which is going to be to help create marketing that we can continue to market the product, one, and two, to be able to help add liquidity to the baked beans, the baked beans miner. So ultimately, at the end of the day, pump and dumps could be problematic, but at the end of the day, it feeds our purpose. It still gives us money to be able to market and to be able to add into the liquidity for baked beans. So if anything, we're not really putting anti-well measures into place or anti-pump and dump measures into place as much as we are avoiding the marketing that leads to it. As far as the anti-bot measurements, yes, there are anti-bot measurements directly inside of the contract. They were in place inside of the contract, and then DX sale also has anti-bot measurements as well. So pre-sale will be safe from the bots So everybody that wants to get in should be able to get in, and then afterwards, the contract itself should be able to handle bots that are thrown at it.
Just expanding there a little bit, the max wallet will be 1.5% because due to the staking DApp that's going to be released for the BCT token, we didn't want someone holding a massive supply and taking advantage of staking DApp. So if someone was to have 3% and one's only got 0.1%, there's a massive difference there if they stake their tokens. So we wanted to create an even playing field. And yeah, that answers all the questions from you, Mr. Cat. Are you happy?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds real good.
Sweet. Thanks for the question, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Got a few other hands. We'll go down to Crypto Dad. I know you've had a few questions the last few days. There you go, bro. You should be able to speak now. Crypto Dad, you've just got to unmute yourself.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for doing the AMA, guys. Really appreciate that. I'm curious. I see a lot of YouTubers, they'll get on there and just basically read the white paper of every single project that possibly pops up. Curious if you all might be having like a solely dedicated YouTube channel towards your project.
I'll take that one if you want, thanks.
We've talked about it quite a bit. But you go ahead and you fully answer this one. We have definitely talked about this.
So there's one thing with some YouTubers is the more subscribers they get, the more they charge, and it's an extravagant amount of money per video. So it's hard to strike up partnerships or say a dedicated YouTuber to help in what you're saying. But we do have a few followers at the moment. One's already in this chat who's NASA, who pretty much does daily updates. We've striked a deal with Mr. FOMO as well, who's a new and upcoming a YouTuber. He's got about 1K subscribers. He's going to be following our journey. The way I had a chat with him the other day, and he's going to be doing like a journey sort of journal, as you would say. So he'll be doing at least 1 or 2 videos a week on baked beans and bean chart to keep the flow going, show people the updates of what we're doing, how we're doing it. I'm going to be feeding him the information so that he's got everything on hand to be able to accommodate most of the questions that are generally getting asked, all of the new updates and developments that we're doing, how we're going about them, and things like that. But not specifically one YouTuber. We're working on a broader market with a lot of the DeFi passive income earners. So I do a lot of research into, and this is how I found them in the first place, into the DeFi passive income YouTubers, finding reliable channels that aren't botted, that have proper questions and answers, the ones that are active in their communities as well. And I like the ones that don't also have secondary or even third avenues of extra money earners. So a lot of them have premium Discord channels, they have Patreons, they have this and that. You can tell that they're after just the quick buck. They just want to make money, more money. I'm more after the people that are dedicated to actually portraying themselves as a proper educator, a crypto educator, a DeFi educator, someone that's going to teach people about how these platforms work, how the projects are operating, how transparent and honest the devs are, all of that sort of stuff. So they're the kind of YouTubers that I'm seeking out at this point in time, and have done, and will continue to do.
In regards to our own YouTube channel, I have thought about posting dev updates once a week, just randomly, sharing an update, being like, hey, this is what we have going on, this is what we have working. So if your question was more directed to, hey, do you guys have your own YouTube channel coming out? We've thought about it, but unfortunately with the token launch and everything that we've currently been doing, I haven't had the time to be able to make that happen. But maybe once things settle down after the token launch, we can start talking about like just a weekly update or, bi-weekly update channel where I just take a couple of screen caps, talk for a minute, and give a little bit of an update on what we have coming down the pipeline. So I guess either way, that should have answered your question, whether he did or I did. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
No worries, thank you. So we've got, sorry, I'm with this hand up before. We're going to David H. Just give me a second. There you go, bro. You just got to unmute yourself.
Hey guys, how are you? I think crypto that kind of helped answer my question. It was along the same lines of like how can us as a community help to organically help market the product, the project? If you can give us any tips.
I've said this one before, and I'll say it the same way I guess I did last time. If there's one thing that stands out to you about our project, like that one thing that gives you that security feeling, like where the thing that made you toss in your money and have faith in the project, whatever that was for you, take that and use that to tell your friends, tell your family, tell somebody tell other groups about it. Just share the thing that we did that gave you that faith in us, that made you want to invest, and just take that same thing and share it with people. You know what I mean? That's the most organic it can get, is you yourself saying, hey, this is what I found here and this is what I like about it, and telling people, and then them coming in and looking themselves. I've never once gone into a project and invested money from a random call or some random crap around a website or some banner ad that I saw and clicked. I don't. I invest in projects either from safe call channels, or two from my friends. So, I feel like that's going to be the most efficient organic growth we can get, is going to be you finding that thing. Like for me, it was the anti-whale mechanism as far as eating out of the baked beans miner. That was the thing that gave me that little extra security feeling. And then as I started doing more and more research, I just learned more and more things that made me want to shill it. So, and it's one of those things that if you found something that you like about it, share that. Share that with the community, share that with your friends, share that with your family, share that with anybody that wants to listen, and tell them that you found safe passive income, and we're going to be here for the long ride.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
Need a direct shill, slash shill bot in the baked beans channel will give you a shill message for just about every situation you could possibly want.
Sorry, did you say shill
We'll
bot?
Yeah, Shieldbot. We'll also get that Shieldbot, the same one, set up for the Bean Chart token. We're just in the process of having all the details finalized and what text and images and stuff we can use for the Shieldbot. Yeah, we'll create a Shieldbot for the Bean Chart token. AA, I've just opened you up, so you should be able to talk.
Hello, man. I just wanted to know, like, the vested team tokens that you have, right? So, how are you planning to release that? I mean, does the team sell the tokens as their salary or what?
No, the team is paid in BNB, so out of the dev wallet from the miner. That's how we pay the team. So that answers that first question. The second question, the first one is the team tokens are vested for 12 months and will be released every 30 days? Okay, thanks. Every 30 days they will be released. So they're periodically opened up, and they'll be used to disperse to the team. So it's then up to the team. But I'll be tracking all of the wallets and things like that. So if the team was to dump all of their tokens as soon as they got released, then we'll relook at whether they're continuing being part of the team.
So I have multiple options as far as that goes. If say we end up not needing the actual tokens themselves in order to pay the team, and because we're continuing to pay the team from the dev wallet that we have from Baked Beans, then there's always the possibility of those tokens being added into the treasury, and that treasury becoming a DAO down the road. There's lots of different options for what we can do with the excessive tokens. But the team and the team tokens that are vested, I mean, I've never been one to dump team tokens. One, because none of the projects I've ever worked with have ever hit a point of me feeling like dumping was worth it. So maybe that was the issue. But two, I don't think it's right to pay people in tokens that have a undervalued, and then using your own system in order to pay your employees. I feel like that's sketchy. One, I don't want to be paid in tokens, altcoins. I don't want to, even if it's my own altcoin, I wouldn't want to be paid in my own altcoin. I want to be paid in BNB. I want to be paid in something that's, a governance token. I want to be paid in one of the big dog coins. I don't want to be paid in altcoins. So, no, I wouldn't expect us to you to see a whole lot of tokens come out of that chunk and be sent directly to team members. I would expect them to continue to be paid in BNB for as long as we can, and then potentially add that those tokens to the treasury, since we're not greedy fucks. Pardon my language there.
Hey, so I want to ask one more thing. Like the when staking starts, the APY will change, APR will change as we go on, right? With time.
The APR will change as the token count inside of the vault changes, so inside of the staking DApp changes. So if we put, 1 million tokens in and everybody starts farming on the first day, and X amount of tokens leaves, that would lower your APR by X amount. You know what I mean? That's just basic math at that point. But we do have 20. I think it's 22%, just about 22% of the token count completely set aside specifically for staking pools. So we have lots of tokens and lots of earning to be able to do through the staking dApps. Yeah, yeah. So there's lots of room there. Now the APR changes, but that's how every single staking dApp changes. Is as the tokens pulled out, your earning reward. It's lowered based on the amount of tokens that you have in versus the amount that are left to earn.
So thank you for that. And I want to ask, what about these whitelist giveaways? Like, how do we win one?
By doing what you just did, asking questions in the AMAs. We'll be giving a few away today. And
Oh, okay,
also,
okay, okay. I thought it was like some game or competition was going on.
now the competition's already ended. We had a sweet widget competition running for about 3 weeks leading up to the launch, and that ended about 3 or 4 days ago. There's YouTubers that have been given whitelist spots to give away. So generally, when they share their videos to me, I will share them to the main chat, and you have to go and like and subscribe and do whatever they've requested within their video. They'll be giving some away. We're also running just random competitions in the groups, sometimes like the 10-pin bowling one or the slot machine one. We've got more AMAs lined up as well, which we'll be giving some away. So if you don't win one today, just keep trying.
Okay, thank you for.
So is there any more questions? I saw someone with their hand raised, but they put it down again. Yeah, here we go. There's Donald Pedersen. There you go, bro. Donald. You just have to unmute yourself, brother.
Hey guys, thank you very much for having this AMA. And as we all know, it's very important to stay in contact with your community. I was pretty late to the AMA and I just had a question. I'm a recent member of Baked Beans and I would like to know, is Baked Beans going to complement the new programs or is it vice versa? Will the new programs complement Baked Beans? And is there anything that's going to cause Baked Beans to fall to the wayside with the new developments?
Yeah, we've actually talked about this quite a bit. No, baked beans is still going to be our baby. We've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of money doing what we did with baked beans. So we'll make sure that we don't let that fall to the side. That's what a lot of developers I've seen that do multiple projects. That's what I've noticed is that once something new comes along, they forget about what what was behind them, and then those projects taper out and fail. No, that's not what we're gonna do. Not only that, but the token actually complements baked beans. So yeah, it is the second way that you said it. So the token is going to have the direct sale tax that is entered into the baked beans pool for people to be able to earn from, adding life to the project by instilling extra liquidity directly into the contract, and two, giving people money to earn. You know what I mean? We're taking money that we could have otherwise added into taxes and pocketed ourselves, and we're adding it back into the TVL of baked beans to make sure it lasts that much longer. So yeah, there you go. The token complements the miner, and nope, we will not forget about the miner.
Okay, and I apologize for that question. It's already been answered, but thank you for taking the time to explain that to us, and look forward to the future with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was a good
Thank
question. I don't think anybody asked
Yeah.
that one yet. Actually, I don't think we addressed that yet. So that was a good one.
All right. So Jeff Capital, just give me 2 seconds. There we go, Jeff. You should be able to speak.
All right. Appreciate the AMA. Appreciate the project. I'm in baked beans, of course, and rebaking. And I think I'm a claim tomorrow and rebake the other day. So appreciate the project. Just wanted to follow up on something. I was at y'all last AMA. Wanted to make sure my wallet address was in the whitelist. I already sent Crypto Kratos a DM or whatever. So just wanted to follow up on that, and looking forward to everything.
Yeah, so that was something we actually didn't mention in the intro. So the whitelist wallets that have been displayed so far in the groups is just for the sweep widget competition, because it costs you fees every time you have to upload wallets onto Dexale, because they're student enough. They just charge you just because they do. I'm waiting until the 21st, and I'll be uploading every single wallet in one go. So all of the sweet widget wallets, anyone that's won a competition through the YouTubers, anyone that's won a competition through the group with some of the games at play or in the AMAs, I've got them on a separate spreadsheet, and they will all be uploaded on the 21st. So once they're uploaded and displayed, I'll make an announcement, and they will all go into the whitelist wallets for Dexale. So if you've sent them through,
All right, appreciate
they've been
it.
confirmed. Yeah, no worries, man. So got any more questions? There was a question in the chat I saw from Xavier. He was asking about the website looking pretty amateur. Just let him know that there's, if you're listening, there's the website 2.0 is being developed. It'll be coming very soon. And how long do you think this project will last? Is it truly sustainable for an 8% ROI? So that's more directed towards the miner. Drop. So there's no point trying to make a quick gain from it. Income, and that's what we're here to create within the baked beans and the bean chart token ecosystem. So something that hasn't been seen before, or it has been seen before, but it hasn't quite been done properly, and we're trying to erase that so that we can get rid of the skepticism and the Ponzi-nomics as such.
Not only that, but just to give you kind of an idea of the numbers behind the project. If we currently have $700,000 locked in the TVL, which is what we're currently sitting at, in order to be able to like fully drain the TVL, you'd need about $2.1 million that you could just openly dump in there and then continually eat. And then at the end of it, you're only going to be getting back about 1.4 before you leave the other 700,000 for everybody else to eat while you're earning almost nothing per day. So the anti-whale mechanism was specifically put in place to where once we hit past a certain TVL locked value, it becomes very, 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 very difficult to drain the contract. I mean, realistically, if we were to hit, 3 million locked TVL, it would take you $9 million to drain $6 million worth of TVL in a matter of, I think it's like 10 days, 11 days from the math that I did. It'd take you to drain, and then you wouldn't be earning anything because you hadn't put any money back into it. You hadn't rebaked. So ultimately, the larger this gets, the safer it is. It's not the other way around. It's not the larger this gets, the more dangerous it is. No, the larger this gets, the safer it is. The more money we have locked in the TVL, the harder it is for the TVL to be drained by a bad player, would be the way I'd say it, you know? So everybody has this concept with tokens and with, you know, cryptocurrency to where it's like, oh, well, the market cap or, you know, the TVL or this and that is too high and I'm too late and I don't want to get in because I'm too late. That's not Big Beans. Big Beans is designed for you to be able to get in whenever you want to and continue to earn 8%. Now that we've hit past a certain dollar value, it's just going to continue to last longer and longer the more value is locked behind it. So as long as the Bean Chart token is launched appropriately, it's handled appropriately as far as the tokenomics, the token allocations, the staking dApps, the spending of the tax allocations that are come out from every buy and sell, then I see no reason why Bean Chart token can't perfectly complement Baked Beans and make both of the projects last significantly longer than they would on their own.
I've just opened up many